The DCS Cold War Germany map. A daring choice with a fantastic delivery by Ugra Media in their first implementation of this new region for DCS World. The map has a lot to offer and has already been received with a lot of praise and excitement by the DCS community. In this video, we will take a look at the first phase of this region and try to discover what makes this map so special and what does Ugra Media plan next for this map. So stick with us until the end and let's uncover the secrets of the Cold War Germany map in DCS World, only here at How I Play. This video is sponsored by Pimax. Get their new Crystal Super with our discount code. Hello virtual pilots, I'm Andre Celesti and welcome to our Cold War Germany map showcase. It took some time to make this video, but I am happy to say it was worth it, as when you get to tell the story of a product like this, you can't rush things and hope you did it right. I had to allocate enough time between the normal news, reviews and real-world activities so I can provide a quality show filled with ample information and correct data. So without further ado, let's start. Our first talk point will be the Cold War setting. Contrary to some comments out there, this is not the first nor the last time you will encounter a Cold War theater of war set in Central Europe. Many successful games out there have the Cold War Germany plains and the Fulda Gap as their battleground. Warno, Gunner Hit PC, even Arma 3 with their amazing global mobilization choose to focus on Central Europe and what-if scenarios where the Cold War turns hot. When it comes to DCS, it was an obvious choice along the way, and since it happened now with Ugra Media, makes it even better. The historical background is well known. The United States and the Soviet Union are rivals with conflicting ideologies and mutual distrust. The Cold War was an ideological war between these two superpowers and could have sparked at any time into another world war, but this time it would have decimated the entire planet. The map we got in DCS depicts a 1980s version of Germany and surrounding countries. From a gameplay perspective, here is my take. As Germany and neighboring nations have a lot of airfields and military presence during this Cold War, it's an easy choice to offer all kinds of missions, be that in single-player or multiplayer environment. Despite the fact that there was no actual confrontation during the Cold War, because if it would have, I wouldn't be here to record these lines, the map at hand would make a wonderful example if things would have escalated and fighting would have started between the main actors. Besides that, another obvious factor would be it's not yet another desert map, nor does it resemble the Kola or South Atlantic maps. Even better, flying and navigating above Germany during the Cold War won't be an easy task. Why I say that? Well, this map comes with its own unique situation. Because of the flat region filled with forest and farmland with scattered towns and villages, the users will have to rely on a good navigation planning. As let's face it, there are very few natural points of interest to help you make sense of where you are. Add to that the recent implemented fog, some weather effects at dawn or dusk, and you got yourself a mission where any mistake could trigger unwanted consequences. With that being said, Ugra did provide detailed areas with custom buildings and landmarks that will help you spot known sites and make your way back to base. When it comes to runways or spawn regions, you will find out that this map offers a lot of choice. In the first phase of development, we got 59 airfields, 4 helicopter bases plus other small helipads around the cities, and 27 strips for small aircrafts. This is what is available right now in Phase 1. According to Ugra Media, Phase 2 will have 10 more airfields, and Phase 3 will add a whopping 51 airfields. Impressive! But as expected, when we talk about high numbers in content, we can only imagine the overall size of disk space that is required for this map only. Currently, with Phase 1, we stand at around 100-110 gigabytes. And Ugra says that we should expect the map to expand to around 200-205 gigabytes once all 3 phases are implemented. So make sure you take that in consideration when you go for the install. It seems that the developer raised the bar quite high when it comes to such a map in DCS World. The texture quality and ground details are outstanding, be that on the low level or up in the air. Farmland has the best representation I ever seen in DCS until so far. It has a lot of depth and looks crisp from afar or low on the ground. Even has moving harvesters and a lot of objects around the fields. Nice! When outside of the large cities, you will be surrounded by towns and villages with specific German hamlets that leave you yearning for a camping trip in the Bavarian countryside. Apple juice included? Yes, apple juice included. On the other side, cityscapes are very complex and filled with all kinds of scenery objects that sell the story of a bustling urban area. Ugra Media included hand-placed objects and specific era vehicles, aircraft, and ships present all around the map. SAM sites are present on the map, ready to be used by mission makers and multiplayer servers. Oh, and the factory buildings, hangars, and depots are setting a new level when it comes to interior detail and overall feel. Airbases are very detailed and continue the current trend set by Ugra for including specific vehicles and objects that offer higher immersion levels when starting there. On a side note, I really wish we will soon get to see specific era liveries for the existing units. Most buildings have destruction models already included and working. Now all of this makes you think. How well does the Cold War Germany perform, especially now in its first phase implementation? I compared it with the Syria map that runs smooth and decent compared to other maps from third-party developers. So in my opinion, it makes the perfect subject to compare. I took the FA-18C, did some high runs and low-level flight, and when flying in a straight line, performance holds on. But the moment you start a hard turn, things get choppy. Now, there is no doubt that as development progresses, more performance passes will improve my experience at low level. This will come as system specific, and from my research within the DCS community, 2D screen users report decent performance with different system specs. Some higher and some even lower than ours here. VR is a bit problematic for now. I had to tone down some quality in the Pimax Crystal Super to get a smooth experience, and even then some micro stutters happen here and there. But that's the life within DCS when it comes to VR and early access maps. Until so far, I am not disappointed with my flying experience. When flying the Apache, things are even better and holds on at a steady FPS. But of course, I don't expect 120 FPS with my medium system specs. Anything over 40 FPS and averaging around 60 is good in my book. Your expectations will vary, and I do understand that each of us have certain personal requirements, and I respect that. There is a lot of discussion about what maps are being used by different servers and how they will stand the test of time in the multiplayer environment. I should know, we are working for over a year on our very own server with the Syria map. And as I found out, early access is not easy for mission creators that have to adapt and overcome any changes being done to the map as development continues. The funny thing is that despite being in early access, the Cold War Germany map is being quite successful in the multiplayer server adoption. I am even planning to direct our devs to have the Germany map in mind as soon as we stabilize the Syria map dynamic campaign. All in all, Ugra Media's new map is setting a new standard on how a map should look, feel, and behave within DCS. And as I've seen until so far, the early adopters agree with that statement. And just think about it, this is only the beginning. As for the single-player content, campaign creators will have a blast with this map. I also know many users waiting for Phase 2 and Phase 3, where parts of Poland, Czechoslovakia, Netherlands, Belgium, and France will become operational, as well as spring and winter textures. There is no current estimate how long will this take, but we will keep you informed with all the updates. Ugra mentioned a Cold War Germany assets pack as well, but we should expect it after Phase 3 of development, so a bit further in the future. The devs have done an amazing job with this first implementation of this map, and we cannot wait to see their future updates for this massive region. If you want to buy the Cold War Germany map, the early access price is $55.99, and after all 3 phases are completed, the price will increase to $69.99. I can also state that I personally bought this map with my own wallet, and it wasn't given to me for review by Ugra Media. With the upcoming dynamic campaign by ED, the inclusion of Currents Hill Assets Pack, and many more improvements to the core DCS experience, this year starts to look more and more exciting as time goes by. Now, truth be said, I don't know how much time I will personally spend in the Cold War Germany map, but one thing is for sure, I will come back to it as development continues. Thank you all for watching. Many thanks to our Patreons for their continued support. Make sure to leave us a like if you find this video informative and subscribe to keep in touch with all the latest news from your favorite simulators and games. As always, I am Andre Celesti, reminding you to fly safe, and I'll see you next time.